What's up, everybody? Steven here, the Horror Freak 85. Just starting a couple minutes early here just to get a few people in. As you know, Tim Hatch will be once again joining us tonight. Talk about some new projects that he's been working on, a few new things on Tubi, and some other stuff, which I'll mention when he gets here. Like I said, just wanted to get things rolling here. I'm not sure if it's live on Facebook yet or if it starts at 8 o'clock because that's what I have it timed, even though I'm coming on a couple minutes here. Let me see. So, yeah, it hasn't started on Facebook just yet. So, that'll probably hit in about 2 minutes. I'll just say it again. If there is anyone who is going to be watching on Facebook Live, uh, to get your comments on there, if you're watching from Facebook, just click on where it says approve comments. That way I know who's leaving any comments if you're watching on Facebook, which it might not even really matter. So I'll just say that again once we go live on Facebook. Been a busy week. I've just been, working as per usual, getting ready for inventory at work and all of that. Looks like a few people coming in here. Welcome. Let's see. And I do have a Facebook like, so did it refresh go live on Facebook? Let me just see real quick. Okay, so yes, it is live on Facebook as well. All right. Yeah, that's fine. You can use YouTube. Just anyone who watches on Facebook, I know has to give the approval for comments. But welcome, Chadrick. So Tim will be joining us shortly. I just, like I said, wanted to get a couple minutes in, get a few people in here, and then be talking to him, as I was saying, about some upcoming projects. He's got a new movie on Tubi, so we'll be discussing that. How you been, Chadrick? What's new? I'm just looking at Facebook here too, just in case there's any comments. But yeah, it's as I was starting to say, just a busy week working again. We got inventory this week, so that's always fun. Plus a bunch of new mods, so I got to get that done. Also, I'll mention, and I'll mention again at the end of the show, Friday on was that the 19th? I want to say. Let me just double check. Yeah, or no, I'm sorry, Friday the 19th. We'll have actor, writer, director Brett Kelly will be coming on Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He, of course, did a Ouija Shark, the first Jurassic Shark, Feral Man, and many more. So we'll be talking to him on Friday. Okay, you're on YouTube now. All right. Yeah, it is kind of better on YouTube, I guess, if you already have it. Facebook is just if you're on that and anyone who's in the group happens to see it can pop on. So how you been, Chadwick? What's new? A Ouija shark is life. Yeah, too bad you'll be busy Friday. You can bring Brett Kelly to meet Brett Kelly. Working on a few projects. Nice. Looking forward to checking them out. So, depending on Patrick, how long Brett Kelly is on or what you'll be doing. Yeah. Maybe you can stop by real quick. I don't know how long he'll be on or how long you'll be on. You could just be like, I can be like, oh, Brett Kelly, we got a special guest here, Brett Kelly. Meet Brett Kelly. That would be funny. So, All right, and it looks like our guest is here. Just a moment, should be popping up.
Hey,
And Tim, welcome, welcome.
yes, what's up?
So not
What?
much, just chilling. I was talking about Friday's guest. Got Brett Kelly coming on, so I was just I'll mention again later at the end of the show. But so it's gonna be a good week. So of course
Nice.
the return of you. So how you been?
Well, Steven, I'm good.
Good, and I'm
You
sure
know I'm
keeping
good.
busy as usual.
Oh, it's busy, man. Yeah,
So
you're gonna get your money's worth tonight, boy.
all right. I'm glad. It was
Yeah.
expensive tonight, man. Let me tell you, we got a,
Woo.
nomination for Amityville in Space on the Chainsaw Awards on Shutter
Yes.
Sunday. So yes,
Yes.
nice.
Yes.
So
Insanity. Yep.
so
Yeah.
let's
Whew.
see.
I don't even know where to begin tonight, man. So yeah. So wow.
What's
Uh,
up? John's here. We
hey,
got Doomsday. Have Cheetah Will View.
hey,
Patrick is
what's
here,
up?
of course. Chadrick is here tonight. So yeah, people are popping in tonight. So I'm
It's good.
dueling on Facebook as well. So yep,
Jeez, I saw that. Yeah, we're spreading it out.
yep, that's the
Yeah,
way to do it.
yeah.
So Patrick says,
Hi,
"Yo, Tim."
hi, everybody.
Says, "Welcome, one and all. Thank you, thank you, thank you." So yeah, the nomination anyway. Amityville.
Yeah, yeah. Let's maybe start there for a minute, and for 2 hours, we'll start there. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No,
Until we go to 1 o'clock in the
yeah,
morning,
it's gonna be
that's
a
how we
long
do
Mother's Day shoot here today. Yeah, that whole thing. So, yeah, that's
it.
this whole.
Speaking
Like
of
I
Mother's
said,
Day,
this.
sorry to interrupt there. My mom says
Yeah.
hi too.
Hey, hello, happy Mother's Day. And that let's start there. Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there, and uh to all the mothers out there that support their crazy children's with art dreams and fantasy island ideas and whatever, congrats and God bless to all them. I stole it. Yeah, I'm waiting for the cops to come. Yeah, the space troopers, they're coming after me. So, yeah. Once again, happy Mother's Day to your mom and others out there. Yeah, this Amityville and space thing. So, all right. So where we go with this? So we'll start with what's coming up, and then we'll lightly backtrack a little bit. So the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards that are going to be on Shutter next Sunday night. Um, they it's been this anticipation forever and ever and ever with just the beginning of hearing about it. I was kind of I thought it was a joke. I was like I mean I didn't I mean I anything is possible, and we've definitely um we're not we're not off the radar by far with some of this stuff, but it just was like I thought it was I don't know, I thought somebody was pulling a prank or something a little bit, or so I didn't think it was real at first, and then I had to really you know take a minute to kind of gather that together before I really was like, oh really, this thing kind of happened here. So a bunch of others weren't really sure regarding it too, or really kind of kind of a deer in headlights experience a little bit.
Yeah.
But within shortly after, we did realize that it was somewhat legit and real. But besides that, in the midst of that situation, which is months ago now, you know, Amityville in Space, we'll just speak on that for the sake. I mean, it's one I mean, it's had its run, and it's had its share, and it's been this oddball thing from the get-go, but I mean it's really um I mean I mean it's popped up in many things. So it is what it is, and but the thing is not only with that film, but many others that we watched last year, which includes obviously Terrifier 2, which we all know about, and many others, around that circle and up and down and whatever. It's we're living in a time now where, um, there's a lot of adventure and a lot more flexibility and a lot more chances being offered, and people getting their shot, and finally long overdues, and it's exciting to see, and but at the same time we still have the best of the best out there, Top Guns and Marvels and all that stuff doing tremendous too, and it's always exciting and keeps us inspired. And but Amityville, I mean, it's just a little engine that could, among many other Amityvilles and that I've been a part of, plus witnessed, and so you know, um, I mean, we had, once again, I mean, before it even really came into surface, there was a lot of commotion. I know you and a few others are aware, since it was rumored to be, I mean, it was already kind of turning heads, and then it was a lot of press right out the gates a while ago now. And then we had the whole thing with Mr. Brolin from last summer, where he kind
Yes.
of, was talking about it, and it was a mixed bag with some of that too, but still pretty interesting to have. He's a film legend and an icon and a big player, and to have him to be, fair and fun, and at least amused by the notion, was, beyond a privilege. I mean, just insane. I mean, um, and then and then post that, there's been it just keeps huffing and trucking along, and it's been in a bunch of, that one plus a bunch of others have been on other radars and other little awards things and little mentions, and tons of press, and tons of major press all over the world, and in outer space too, and but then leading up to this Fangoria thing, and then like a couple weeks ago they're starting to push again for the show, and they had the poster that I believe you used yesterday, as one of their promotions, I guess it took place. I was actually filming elsewhere and didn't realize it occurred, like many of these things, and it was Alien Day, and the poster obviously is reminiscent of the first couple Aliens films. But at the same time, the poster also very much emulates, and kind of winks at, obviously, our picture too, being that we were, obviously the in space film at, at this in this condition. So I mean, so it's a nod to a bunch of things, but I definitely felt like it was a, a tip to our project as well. So, I mean, with all that being said, and then in the meanwhile, I've been in touch with all the people involved on all walks of it, except for obviously the big players.
Right.
But and I've expressed my gratitude to everybody, and it's just beyond an honor to be affiliated with all my workers on that film, but also others in the same category that are also friends and affiliates and close friends. And so, I mean, it's been a crazy ride. I really don't know what's, really ultimately next with some of it, but as far as some of that goes, but we had a good time making that film. It was a blast, as a usual Mark Polonia film can be. It was such an honor to be, able to have a fun part to do, and do the best that I could with it, and as everybody has taken a liking to that, and and it was again where I felt like, um, there had been a film or two prior to that, and a bunch of us know of, is one that's called Camp Murder, that is also a legend of many's too. um, in the midst of shooting that, which was a few summers ago now, um, that was the kind of a tipping point where I really felt that at a comfortability with the Polonia set, I guess, and started to take some risks, I guess. And so when I was, several films later going into Amityville in Space, I was able to really kind of just let it rip. And so when you see that, and a lot of people are like, oh, I thought that was funny what you did, or that whole thing with all that antic-y stuff that I was doing, my confidence was coming, from mostly from the experience of Camp Murder, which is also many people involved, a lot of legends involved with that project too, give or take. Many of the Polonia pals and a few spin-offs and et cetera, et cetera. But having the blast that I had on Camp Murder, once again, all the people involved in that, which includes Matt Bruzio, which I think it's his birthday today. I'm pretty sure it is, but I don't want to. But Matt Bruzio from Camp Murder and many other films, and he also had a small role in Terrifier 2. He's a buddy of many of ours. Happy birthday to Matt! Forgot about that, or wanted to mention that. And he's a great kid, and he's also in Amityville Turkey Day. And so yeah, thanks, man, thanks. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and Matt does a great job in that film. So does Kyle, and a lot of the Polonia pals as usual. It's just it was a really good, just a great experience. Camp Murder and everything since, but just again, I guess my point was just the Amityville in Space. My silliness and all that goofy stuff that I did in that was just because I really trusted the environment that Mark provides, and the rapport that we've had over many years now continues to, obviously, as we're seeing, grow and expand and into other new worlds and so much more to come. And so that's about it. So now I'll let you talk, Steve, for 20.
No, that's fine. So for the awards, is anyone going to the award show to represent, or how's that going to work?
I'm still kind of I'm in the dark in regards to that. I haven't been in touch with anybody directly from Fangoria or vice versa or whatever. I'm not sure. I'm not aware. I've been in touch with most people that are in the same position, and a lot of us are really not sure. We're all very excited. We're very happy. It's beyond. I mean, some of us are, we're still on the breadline, and we're like, wow, this is insane. But I don't know. I don't have any answer for it. I really wish that I did, and I've asked people in a polite way, but I don't know just yet. But I mean, to me, to have the nomination first off is insane. I mean, it's a big thing. We had been a part of them and Mark has been a part of that for a long time coming to. And so I'm just kind of taking it, everything moment to moment. I mean, Mark, primarily Mark, it's a big piece of him. He's used to some of this ride. So it's to him, he's still passionate about the work. Nothing changes. He still has to, he puts one leg, one pair of leg pants on at a time. And the same for me too, but by far as well. And, it's just that it's just like a test. It's like a benchmark. We're like, okay, this is cool. And, but we have not heard much regarding what is the situation regarding all of us with this. And I've asked others in the same conditions, and they're not really clued in either. So I don't know. I mean, Hollywood's a big place.
Either way, I mean, I'll definitely.
It's very busy, I'm sure, but we'll see. I don't know. I mean, I'm always saying that it's gonna obviously I'm about my film and a few others, but I'm always thinking, it's going to be, one of the others that'll win for sure. So, but it's great.
Well, who knows? Hopefully, I mean, I'm hoping for.
Well, when I get a Lamborghini next Monday, delivered to my doorstep, then we'll know
We want the
possibly
Shutter Award. Yeah.
you and I could cruise around in that in Pennsylvania when we're shooting stalking, right? So
Yeah. Well, you better pick me up at the bus stop in it.
that's right. Yeah, I know.
Oh, good old Greyhound. God, I wish I was flying instead. But, oh well.
Oh, it's
It'll be worth it though. It'll be worth
yeah,
it.
you'll it's coming.
So
Yeah.
a 2 day hell trip for a good time. So
Oh
whatever.
yes. Yeah, we've all been there.
So
But yeah, yeah, you'll like it. You'll enjoy.
yeah, for
It'll be a
sure.
treat.
Yeah, it'll be fun finally meeting you guys and working with you and looking
Hmm.
forward to it. So I'm pretty good on the lines. I've been working on it, so I'm pretty
Oh,
good.
good,
So
good.
I'm ready for it. So uh,
Yeah, I know others have mentioned that too, so that's good. That's
yep.
important.
So let me see if there's anything in the comments here. Oh,
Mhm.
Chadwick was saying who like can't murder. He's a writer himself, so he's saying hope to work with
Oh,
you someday.
okay.
He
Yeah.
did the Malcolm series,
Oh, wow.
which was pretty good. So I'll, if you want, show you the links later to
Mhm.
that and stuff. But
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, there's a lot of potentials,
so
a lot of things coming out in the woodworks these days. So yeah, anything goes.
yeah. I was trying to see. I saw. I don't know if you were in or not. I thought I saw you. Are you in Cocaine Shark?
No, no, I'm
That
not in
wasn't.
Cocaine Shark. That's kind of a history of things. Are we? I I think at some point I thought maybe Kyle was going to pop in and say hello.
Oh, I mean, if he wants to, I can send him the
Well, yeah, I
link.
mean, I don't want to like put. I mean, they'll
Oh,
jump the gun, but the Cocaine Shark situation that was filmed a little while ago as well, and um, I think it's coming out any minute now.
like
And
within the next month or
yeah,
so, I
mhm,
think.
yep.
Mhm,
But Kyle is in it, and also Jeff does a small cameo too, as
mhm.
far as people, besides some of the other usuals of
Yeah,
ones.
exactly.
But Kyle and Jeff definitely have supporting parts.
Yeah, he did say hello. Did you want to pop in here or just chill in the chat? It's fine either
Yeah,
way.
I'm cool with it as long as I was gonna say let's Facebook block him, but but I guess he's here now, so
Oh well, too late. Just kidding, Kyle. We love you, Kyle. uh,
but he could chime in with his whatever he has info regarding that
so
at
yeah,
any time.
yeah. And then She-Venge is coming out. I know that the third Jurassic Shark is supposed
Yes, yeah, that's gonna be amazing. That's a big one. I'm excited for that. That was a blast to shoot. Kyle, just the chat. Okay.
so no problem.
Beautiful. Yes. Yeah, Kyle does a terrific job in that film as well. So that's real big. But the Cocaine Shark made a lot of buzz, a lot of noise, and stole a lot of attention. And Kyle's definitely a big piece of that. But he is really big in Jurassic Shark 3 too.
Nice. Yeah.
Hmm.
I like how they call it Cocaine Shark, I guess because Cocaine Bear kind of big out there.
Yeah.
So decided
Yeah, it was a drug related. I think I believe it was called Narco Shark.
oh,
Because
okay.
it is about some kind of drug deal thing going on, but
Yeah.
but with the cocaine bear thing,
Yeah.
decided to go in that direction, which
Yeah.
didn't hurt. So
We know how the title changes go. They all
yeah,
do.
and many times, many of these films have changed so many
So,
times. Even the Jurassic Shark 3 was supposed to be a couple different names as well too.
mhm.
Um, so as well. So it may change again by the time it might be Cocaine Jurassic Shark 4 or something. I don't even like when did
Well, the stalking might be changed to Little Shop of Stalkers. I don't know.
yeah. That's we got
I'm just
a
kidding.
ways to go in that one in a minute.
Little
So
Shop of
so
Stalkers. No, I'm
that
just
could
kidding.
it could have 4,000 times by the time that one comes out.
Nah, no, I'm just kidding. But
No, anything. Yeah, a lot of these things are they keep evolving and changing. And
yeah. Let's see. Kyle said it's funny you mentioned those two films of mine. Let's see.
they're his. Did he claim that?
Well, yeah, there he
What do you
lays claim to
Funny,
every major colonial film besides those. Yeah, we're talking about some new ones, Kyle. We know you've got.
oh, well, I know, Kyle. This is the Tim Hatch show, by the way. I don't know if you.
We'll get you on here later, Kyle.
Yeah,
And then
Kyle.
we'll have the
I know
Kyle.
you're in many other. Excuse. Yeah, I know you were in this little movie called Sharkula. I know that they
Yeah.
decided to do a spin-off called Renfield that was in in the major cinemas like 2 weeks ago. I know.
You were replaced by Nick Cage.
Well, yes.
Or I mean, not Nick Cage. What's his
The
name?
other dude, the main
Yeah.
dude in that. Yeah.
Uh,
Right.
Al's here. Evening.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah,
But,
Renfield was good. I don't know. Did you get
yeah.
a chance to see Renfield yet, though?
Yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty good. It was
Like,
pretty good. I was very impressed with that.
Like, we was ripping off the arms through the arm as a weapon. I'm like, damn, no, that's it was intense, but that's all. Won't say more spoilers than that, but that was whew.
Yeah, I don't want to get too much into it. But Kyle is very represented. So I don't want to Mr. Kyle here was he's definitely he's a legend.
So yep. Maybe the next Fangoria Sharkula will be nominated next year.
Right, for the shark films. No, but Sharkula was not too long ago. There's been a bunch of that's what I was saying, along with the Amityville stuff throughout the recent bit of time, because of this whole indie movement and scene and whatnot and commotion with a lot of these genre like films of very sci-fi type of thing. We have had a lot of glory prior to the Fangoria. There was a lot of commotion with the shark stuff last year, and I think you had a show or two about it. But around that time, there was a lot of stuff that was about the shark stuff, the shark stuff, and Mark's films, a lot of them, including Sharkula, did get a lot of commotion and a lot of press and a lot of hype, and so all this stuff it just wasn't overnight. Like Mark's been, we all know Mark's been making movies a long time. He's been a legend for a while now. I mean, he's just nonstop cranking them out. Work ethic beyond belief. It's just insane the way he works, and but last year there was, Sharkula got a lot of noise, a lot of like major press, like not just small, like worldwide major press. Sharkula, Noah Shark, Jurassic Shark 2, there's a couple other in there too, but and then going into this year, Cocaine Shark, Jurassic Shark 3. There's going to be a few more in the works. It definitely, we've had
shark movies.
Sharkenstein. I forgot Sharkenstein too. That's been forever a legend too. Major noise with Sharkenstein that pops up is going to keep coming around. But then also again, then the Amityville stuff that's been this tirade of Amityville all last year, and that's it. I'm going to wait till that little further down the show to talk more about the Amityville topic. But that has been that has not been an overnight thing either, but it's been up to this point. It continues to rock and roll. We have this is a Tim Hatch show, right? So I can go into other all right, so
whatever you want.
I am a part of like Amityville Turkey Day and the Amityville Thanksgiving saga, which is a spin-off of Summer Camp Murder and a few other things. And in the midst of all the Amityville commotion last year, which a lot of it is present in this Fangoria thing, we also were able to do that Amityville Thanksgiving, and that got a lot of commotion and a lot of noise and a lot of, from Fangoria and a lot of stuff with that one, which then led to a couple of things, which led to Eli Roth coming back into the picture from Amityville Thanksgiving, which I am a part of that film. that spurred Eli Roth to go and make his Thanksgiving film, which is coming out this year. Now, that's from the first movie. Now, in the midst of all that, then Will Colazo and Julianne Prescott and myself and a bunch of that camp proceeded to go into make Amityville Turkey Day. So, and that's getting rushed to push for an early release any minute now this summer too, around the same time as the Thanksgiving Eli Roth film. So, yeah, so that's and that too has been Amityville, not just me with Amityville in space, but Amityville Turkey Day, Thanksgiving, whatever, saga, whatever, and yet there's still more to come of that. So, I mean, I am not, I don't want to be Mr. Amity Man, but it's just it's kind of just going where my opportunities have presented myself, and but again, I just there's so much more we haven't even talked about tonight. But those things, we can't sleep on those either, and that's all kind of a kibosh of a bunch of this stuff. So, but we're all, a lot of us are, we're trying to goof and pretend to see where we think where things will be next, or what's going to be the next wave or the next ride. Like is it going to be surfboard movies, or what's going to be the next underground scene that we're all going to maybe ride or be a part of. Maybe guys that wear blue shirts movies, like every movie I wear a blue shirt now or something.
It's like the new Blue Man Group.
Or whatever, I don't know, but just we're always kidding, like, oh, that's once we do the stalking, it's gonna be all Scarecrow movies for a while, right? Or something like that, or a Cornstalk movie or
Killer Plants.
And they've been hot for a while too, the Cornstalk movies too. So
yeah.
So
who knows? We'll find out. So I was joking around with Jeff how saying like in Japan, like all the shark movies are popular and stuff. I was like, I wonder what they'll think of their Killer Plants over there.
That too. So that could be the next wave. It could be it's starting to happen. So Jeff's been a forerunner of that for a little while too. So because we've done a few films in the past with similar tendencies.
Yeah, it's like we'll be big in Japan. So if we ever go on a vacation to Japan, oh, welcome, yes. It's the Polonia people.
Yeah.
Let's see what that say. Oh, he's saying surfs up.
Yeah. No, I mean, because we get, maybe it could be beach movies again, or or slasher beach movie.
Amityville Surfboard.
Right. There you go. That's a good one. And there could be a killer octopus that comes out and fights with the surfboard or something, or drags the surfboard or whatever. Yeah. That's a good one. That's actually not a bad idea there, Steve. What you just mentioned there. I mean, because it is kind of near the ocean and all that. So, that's okay.
Yes, Mark. I'll just have to sit down with Mark.
You got to write that one down. Don't tell anybody yet. But it is. Right now, we're putting our Steven and myself and maybe a few others here, writers. We're tabs on the Amityville Surfboard.
we lay claim on it. We're going to go.
Welcome to Amityville Surf. It's like
It's
Mark had a movie. What was the one that was oh God, he had a movie out a while ago that was like a surfer movie. A couple of them actually, I can't remember.
Steph Sharkula would be like surfboard.
Surfing US.
Whatever. We'll think of something.
Yeah, it'll come. We got to talk to James Kelly about a tune.
Yeah, he'll come up with it. Hey, he would be good at it. He looks like a little surfer.
Yeah, he would be in it as well. Yes. Yep. He's right. It's right up his alley.
Yeah. Let's see. Echo's here. Echo, what's up?
Hey, hello. That's a cool image.
Yeah, it looks like a clown there, or clown
Yeah,
mask. So,
yeah, it's me and House Squatch in the beginning of House Squatch, obviously with the sticking out the sides, right?
yeah.
There is a still that often around of House Squatch with me playing that part in the mask.
Let's see. Someone, let me see who's in Facebook left a comment there. I say
Yeah.
something. There's a Facebook user that said, "What about revenge movies like Death Wish?"
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay.
I'm not sure of
But
something maybe we said
yeah,
that, but
wasn't trying to think of the bunch of like revenge movies.
oh,
Hmm.
oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
That's probably what came up there. That's weird. It didn't update the comment in Facebook. I know. Oh yeah. Edward. Edward Demmer. So yeah, welcome.
Hi. Yes. Hello. 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 Hello.
So yeah, if you do want to click, just so we know your other comments, just give it permission there on Facebook, and we should be able to see you.
Oh, right. Right. Yeah, I see what happened.
And then we got the view with Drew just came in. Logan there, Wolverine icon. What's up?
Yeah. Yeah. Classic.
There we go. Yep, it's people are popping on in. Good
I
night. Good
know
night.
it's quite a bit of people. Well, feel free to ask questions and stuff.
Yep.
I this Steve. So what do you? I mean, why the? Yeah. So anybody out there, if you have any questions or anything you want to ask me or Steven or any few, I mean, feel free to chime in or ask away or whatever. We'll do our best.
Keep
Steve.
up.
So yeah. So Steven, in a few weeks, Steven will be becoming a new Polonia pal. If
Yep.
nobody knows that yet, he's been welcome aboard an upcoming project, and he's going to work alongside Kyle Rappaport and Chris Beacom, and I'll be there, of course. I don't know if I'll be what I'll be doing, but I'll definitely be there. I've already shot some scenes, so I don't know if I'll be needed for that, but never know. I might have to do some stuff.
Pop on by. Yep.
Yep. Oh yeah, no, definitely be there for sure. Trying to think who else is going to be there. The A lot of people from Amityville in Space, and a lot of people from the Rip movies too.
Mhm.
Once again. Oh, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. More to come. More to come. Only so much time in the day sometimes, but definitely more to come.
Let's see. Do you ever come to Atlanta? Chadwick was wondering.
What to shoot stuff or any?
Uh,
Or just come to Atlanta, drink a beer,
if
hang
you
out.
want to specify that, Chadwick, whether
Yeah,
conventions
yeah.
or
I've
or
been there a time or two.
there was a question
Yeah.
also.
Mhm.
Where did you film Snow Babes, which is a new movie on
Mhm.
Tubi there?
Mhm. Where did we shoot that? Pennsylvania again. Still, or many of them are Pennsylvania.
And
Uh,
also, I'm sorry to interrupt, but
yeah.
speaking of Snow Babes, we
Mhm.
got a Snow Babe coming in right there.
Oh, oh,
So
she's off the trip.
perfect for it's perfect timing.
She's
So
off the stroke.
I can't say that I did that on purpose, but here I am.
Oh, nice, nice. Yes,
Her
how
babe
ironic.
sense was tingling.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Chadwick was saying about shooting something in Atlanta.
Oh,
So
yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah.
pretty much
Possible.
everything's in Pennsylvania, though. Most of the
Well,
movies.
yeah. As far as those recenter projects, yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
So yes, it's Marie's here.
Yeah,
Welcome.
she can fill in some of these gaps now.
Yeah,
So far.
the snow baby out there. Patrick says snow babes.
Yeah. So,
So how was it
Halloween.
directing that, Tim? So
Oh, a treat. That was a treat. Yeah, I mean that was no sweat off my hairy back on that one. No, that's nothing, dude. That was a blast. Um, what a pleasure. What a quick, a fast and furious good time. I mean, that, well, again, a testament to Mark's dedication to his regulars and vice versa. And when you have a good group of people that's going for quite some time, I mean, it just falls into place. It's nothing. I mean, directing what? I just press button or let Mark use his magic of his wisdoms, and I just kind of went along for the ride. That's about it.
Was Snow Babes Mark's and yours first straight comedy film?
Yeah, let's see how to decipher all that. I would say, well, many of Mark's films or any of our are often tongue in cheek. Any of even the thrillers and horror ones got a lot of comedy and stuff and silliness, but I think it was, for Mark's sake, one of his lesser fantasy oriented film, but it still had some silly, it had the some of the fantasy familiarities and spots, but definitely it was in a vein of a different genre per se for Mark, I guess. And then for me, just anything goes. I mean, it just, again, to keep working with great people and having a good time. And, I mean, everybody from top to bottom on that little tight knit project. Yeah, it's a no brainer. And I'm glad that it's had a warm reception so far.
And Marie, were you contacted on that, or did you hear about it and audition for that one, or that's just one was reached out to?
Mark actually reached out to me for that one, so I was very lucky to be considered for it because I think it actually turned out fantastic. I'm so blessed to have been a part of it. I'm just very thankful that Mark had me in mind and everything worked out the way that it did. And I couldn't be happier with the way that it turned out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Something different and something more to enjoy. And let's see, was it difficult getting your film on Tubi?
No, not at all. No, our once again, even Marie is hands down professional, and it's an honor to continue to have Marie fully engaged in all these projects when she is able to do what she is good at doing. She has had quite a resume and success over the years, and so there's no question that she's often brought into these wonderful experiences as often as she can be. But the Tubi thing now, we're already, we're in with like Flynn with all that too. So it's just, and they've been amazing to continue to be a part of.
And Marie, also, like, what was the best part of, basically, I don't really want to spoil too much of it, but since I don't know how many people have seen it there, but
yeah, it's
check it out on Tubi. Yeah. Basically, I guess to say that two women are invited to the cabin by the same guy, and it's almost like a crazy slumber party. They end up teaming up and just staying the weekend because they both wanted to enjoy the cabin anyway while they were there. So, but how was it like acting like the slumber party and all the, teenage, antics and mushrooms, all the craziness involved? How was that?
Well, I will say it was a breeze, mainly because, as Tim said, everybody that was there, the tight-knit group, just kept everything super professional but also fun. We worked, we had to do a little restructuring. We had to definitely get some things down on the fly, but I think overall, because we're such we're familiar with each other, and we were able to kind of just roll with the punches. It moved really smoothly. I will say what was really enjoyable about it, it was not my first movie with Jamie, but it was the first interaction I've ever had with Jamie. So we've been in other films together, but never have actually met each other before. So
Yeah, that's true. Now that I think, yeah.
so
Yeah,
that
it's hard to
was
believe. It's hard to believe.
yeah, I know.
Some tremendous resume between the both of you, and yeah, but it happens sometimes.
Yeah, we've been in films together, but never together.
Yeah,
So,
So
but yeah, you compliment each other well, though. It was fun. So
yeah,
yeah,
great chemistry.
I think that's probably a lot to it, is that we hit it off. So there was chemistry between the two of us right from the beginning, and I think that translates when you watch it.
Mm-hmm. So, and the montage with you, Tim, that was pretty funny. the Bigfoot montage.
Which one? I can't. I mean, it just the whole show is just one
you were
silly romp.
a peeping
Not
Tom.
just me being an idiot, like
yeah,
yeah. I mean, that's a stretch, man. It was hard directing myself.
No acting towards that, right? That's your daily life.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a blast. I mean, Mark and I just we shoot, sometimes just on the fly, and that was just we've seen many of those films. All of us have seen many films in similar to this, whoever hasn't seen it yet, but of these movies where there's always this goofy guy that's tripping over himself, or just a slapsticky goofy dude falling off a ladder, and so we were just keep coming up with different things of me to just act like a buffoon and be silly and just keep the ampness up, and really, yeah, no problem between Mark and obviously the whole crew, but Mark and myself are just a couple of goofballs. So it's just able to we're constantly joking and goofing around, so really no big deals.
Yeah, his part in it too was pretty funny.
Yeah, he's just amazing or hysterical. Yeah, Mark he steals a lot of his stuff always too. He's so good all the time. It's just like, can you find a problem with this guy? It's like, where's his weak link?
And yeah, I was also saying, being the peeping Tom scene, of course, and
yeah, which is mostly everything I do in that film. But yeah, it's yeah. There's always those those 80s campground movies, and that was the core of that concept from day one. And I won't mention a ton to spoil too much for and maybe down the road we'll be able to dissect this more, or be more, once if you'll see it a few more times. But the core original, the energy behind it was to go in the direction of like a Meatballs, or those things from a lot of our early days, and silly Caddyshack and stuff like that, but just lighthearted, silly, simple.
Let's see. I don't know if it's just for me or all of us, but ever a fan of famous monsters of film? And I don't know, film and I guess was asking me, or I don't know, it says film and Steven. So I don't know. You guys a fan of me? I mean,
I think famous monsters of Filmland for you, Steven.
Yeah, any monsters, Dracula, any creatures, I'm into all of them. Critters, whatever, you name it, it's fun. So, and if you have any or which ones you like, you can leave a comment also. What else was I gonna say? What was the most challenging part in Snow Babes, for either of you?
Go ahead, Marie.
I mean, I'm gonna probably state the obvious here, but being scantily clad in February temperature was probably not the most fun, but it's all for the film, so I grin and bear it. But I'd say that was probably the most uncomfortable part. But I think Tim and Mark are very mindful of keeping, their actors comfortable. So it was short little bursts of, you know, very little clothing out in the winter temperatures, but with very few takes. Luckily, I think that's also because Jamie and I were just so able to do what needed to be done so that we could maybe get a little bit more clothes on in between takes and do what, needed to be done from there. But hand warmers, I don't think hand warmers would have helped. I mean, we were lucky because I'd say it was unseasonably warm for February in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, but still, it was February and a little chilly. You know, not similar to, I guess, well, actually very similar to the ape costumes in the sweltering heat that, Tim and Jeff and James and all of those good guys had to endure. So I can't complain too much.
Yeah, I wasn't I wasn't a part of that original Apes film that is legend at this point, but I have been a part of many Apes films since, and believe me, I have suffered for my art, I guess is the core of it. I have a few times. So yeah, so but yes, you're right that Tim should have been doing. Well, I've jumped into swamps and Camp Murder when I was asked to do such, and I've been in ape suits in recent times and other times. And what else have I done? I've been choked out. The scenes in Motorboat that's a more recenter film that's starting to build up. Speed. Mike Karodish beat the tar out of me in such method acting form. So I've taken a few spills and trumbles, and even in this one too, I get mauled up pretty good a few times by some things. So, and I've fallen over a good garbage can in my time. So. So I've got a few bruises too. I mean, or nicks and. But when you guys were doing extracurricular activities, sometimes that takes away it warms you up inside, so you're able to suffer the world or the nature's dilemmas there. But still, nonetheless, I mean, again, those a lot of those scenes were very, very fun and to the point and added to the film.
Yep. Yeah, it should be fun. I'll get to experience that running through the woods and stuff. So I'm sure I'll have my little bumps and bruises, but that's all right. Was wondering, are you going to be involved in Joe Baganardi's new film, Kiloscope?
Yes. Yep. I am. Yep.
All right. We'll
get a chance. We'll venture on to that shortly.
All right.
Yes. Yep.
And then what's more fun to portray, killer apes or space warrior?
Ah, geez. What do you think, Marie? You've done a couple of a bunch of some of these things.
That's true.
It's usually a warrior princess, right?
I think for me, I mean, I never had to be in the ape costume, but I've had to be captured by them, and I personally prefer the sci-fi, space warriors, badass type characters that I know we've been in a couple, Tim, you and I. So I've had fun with those. Good watch as well, and I think they all have, like you said, the campiness involved that the other ones have too. Just all a lot of fun.
Yeah, so before we move on to this one, let's backtrack for a quick second. I believe it was Ed Dimmer was asking just in general some stuff regarding like working with Joe Bagnardi, another filmmaker that we've experienced. Obviously, you yourself, me, and Mr. Dimmer too. I've also worked with Joe a few times, time or two in many projects, and we did a film not too long ago called Project D, which was sci-fi and had some dressing up in costumes and different temperatures. And what do you remember fondly of Project D? Or just you had a big piece of that movie.
I did.
On the poster. I mean,
I
tons
know.
of
And I
crazy.
think probably my all-time favorite photo that has ever been taken of me on a film has been from Project D, where I'm holding the gun and looking like Dirty Harry. I mean, that's
Yeah,
cool.
I know. I just saw it the other day. So
Harriet.
that's right. I forgot all about that. Yeah, it's pretty dope.
But I really enjoyed what I thought was really cool with that was I don't want to give away too much, but there were some special effects that were used that were not CGI effects, just hands-on actual effects that were used. And when I saw how they were done and then saw the finished product, just very impressed with how those turned out in that film. Thought that was cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was terrific.
Mm-hmm.
Well made film,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been around and has been on many sites and many channels over the years. So sure, we haven't seen the last of it.
Let's see. Was the spaceship in Amityville Mark's house?
As far as Amityville in space goes,
Yeah, Amityville in space.
yeah. The interior is Mark's place, which will trans into some of the Amityville stuff now that Maria's here, with her experiences regarding Amityville stuff too. So, So as far as Amityville in space, yes, the interior is definitely or mostly Mark's abode for the time being, and worked nicely. He did such a nice job of blending that stuff as usual. Also, I believe the film was used in many films, but I think in beginning of Amityville Island. I think that's another one, and I think it was some of their exteriors, but also Amityville Exorcism, right, Marie?
Yep, that was all in Mark's house.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, and that film also has had a legacy of its own too. That a few years ago now, but it was in Redbox for almost a year. It's been highly regarded and highly mentioned in many different, tons of press worldwide since, and also has been a significant piece of still lore and mentioning regarding this recent, obviously more Amityville push in recenter times, but they often go back still and give big nods to Amityville Exorcism in terms of Mark's being one of Mark's. I mean, all of the Amityvilles of Mark's have been tremendous and have extended or had their own test of time and stuff. But the Amityville Exorcism, why I wanted to kind of linger with that, with regards to Amityville in space and blah blah blah, with that whole thing, is it's a precursor. It's the Father Benna situation, which is fully in guard in that. And then that's also in Noah's Shark, but then obviously a big piece of Amityville in space too. So, but many people go back. They like Amityville Exorcism quite a bit. Amityville Island somehow is still making a lot of noise. Noah's Shark. And then also Amityville Death House is another big of Mark's resume with Amityville in the ballpark. So, and I believe some of that house, there might be pieces of the house in that one too.
Tim, when are you getting Mark to doing an interview with Steven? We know you have the pool.
He's busy editing 40 movies tonight. So I actually just talked to him, and he's busy editing many.
He's always editing stuff on. Sure.
he's busy. I think he might even be working on a possible Amityville future movie at the time. So I don't want to give too much spoilers away, but yes, it's nonstop works. So,
Like, does
so
he even have a personal life too? I mean, there's
oh yes, he definitely does.
it just seems like he's
Marie
so
is very
busy.
aware that he does, right, Marie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Maria, his wife, of course, is
so.
always
But actually, though, Patrick, to answer that, a while back ago when discussing about me coming up to do the stalking, I didn't even ask or mention it, but Mark did say maybe even do an interview while I'm there, so that'll be good. So it'll actually be an in-person interview instead of a little show like this. So stay tuned for that. We'll see how that
coming up
goes.
in a few weeks or so.
Yeah.
So yeah, Marie, you're aware that obviously that Steven is going to be a part of this stalking film that's being shot in a few weeks.
Yeah, I think we talked about it. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So I'll be initiated into the shark cult.
Well, welcome.
Yep. And hopefully many more after that. We'll see. So
Yeah, I'm sure. Once you're in, you
that's
can't.
what I figured that. Once
You
you're in,
survive. That's
like
true.
the
You gotta
Godfather,
survive.
kind of thing, they just
You
keep
don't
pulling me
throw
back in.
you don't throw a fit or throw M&Ms at somebody and
Yeah.
poke somebody's eye out.
All right, I'll try not to do that. Let's see. Amityville Death House was really good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Thank you, Patrick. So yes, it does. I've been
Yes.
crushing it lately. So yep, it's just keeps getting better and better. And
All you guys are doing really well.
So
With some great people on.
Yeah, I got some good.
Besides me and Marie.
Yeah. Well, we know you're at the top of the list, guys. Come on.
Yeah, something like that.
So. For tonight until the next interview.
Marie, did you keep any props from Snow Babes?
Oh yeah, right.
I didn't keep any props, but I always keep my costumes.
I was gonna say, how about the costumes there?
Yep, I always keep my costumes. I actually have a little spot in my closet that's all my films. And I always keep the script. So I keep the script with all of my handwritten notes on it and all of that. I'm not as good as some other folks who've had people, sign their scripts. I wish I have thought of that. But I definitely keep those things. No props though. I missed out on that. I think Mark was trying to give stuff away and I was just like, no, somebody else take it. I haven't.
Yeah.
Is there a personal project that you would shoot if you had full control, Tim?
Well, there's time yet to come. My I guess the next bajillion years of my future IMDb page will speak for itself at that point. I mean, yeah, I spend every day, besides enjoying life, of what I can, many projects are yet to come. This is, for me, some of this is only the beginning. I mean, but we've been able to see a lot of the repertoire and a lot of some moments but yeah, there's still so much more yet to come, and I definitely will be putting out some more of my own flair, I guess, at some point soon. Too busy making bajillions of other people's movies and having amazing experiences with already these tremendous opportunities. I mean, it's been fast and furious the last few years, and way beyond anything I could have imagined with some of this stuff, and no matter what, and still so much more left this year, and God, but yes, I've got tons of things coming, and I'm sure everybody will be involved one way or another. So when I get a breathing chance of when Mark isn't like cranking out a movie a day, pretty much.
Let's see. Okay, I already said that. Patrick was just saying how he wanted a space gun from Amityville.
Really? Well, yeah,
They're probably around somewhere.
Oh, yeah, they're lingering around. They might be in Mark's basement or his storage unit or something. But yeah, those things he keeps coming up with better ones of those things too. I'm like, and I don't know where they come from, but
ever reuse them or like add a design or something onto
yeah,
or
yeah,
like just
yeah.
build on.
And there's we have plenty of space action coming, man. A lot of things still coming and it just never ends. But yeah, a lot of space stuff coming still. So a lot of guns, a lot of fake pistols, and maybe some more Father Benna, and who knows where.
I'd like to see like a Father Benna prequel, kind of like, or how he got
the younger, like maybe Kyle could play the younger version.
What, I can't play Father Benna? I could be young Father
Benna. You could.
And then it goes on into the present time too, or like how he got in, and then maybe like have something connected to it. Or whatever. I guess me and Kyle will have to duke it out, see who's the better father. Let's see. Working with Trauma Boss on Herman's movie must have been cool as hell. I don't know which movie was that.
I'm trying to decipher. I believe again. Let's see. I believe he's referring to Lloyd Kaufman. I worked with Lloyd Kaufman on a couple films to this point, who's also insane, iconic individual. That film was for a movie called Silent Night, Bloody Night 3D, which should be out later this year. Lloyd was in the film, as well as probably an uncredited producer. He's affiliated and originally involved with the franchise to begin with. Lloyd's had his hands in everything. So Lloyd is just hands down a legend, comic legend, indie legend. Everybody knows. I mean, just Lloyd is just everywhere. That was beginning of last summer, I believe. And it was a treat and a pleasure and an experience and a thrill and probably one of my more interesting experiences as a film artist, but definitely hands down a pleasure. Everybody loved him being there. He had affiliations with many of the cast and crew already, both current of that film and prior and yet to come. And so, I mean, Lloyd is definitely a woven thing. I think also the rest of that question was something to do with like a person named Herman. I'm thinking maybe Phil Herman. I don't know if he was a producer on that or not, but Phil Herman is also a very prolific film artist in the scene these days, or in general too, who's constantly making films, indie films, all types of films. He's been involved with many projects as well too. A recent film of his is called Doomsday Stories, which I have a small role in as well. But Phil Herman is a producer of many projects out there, so he's another person to keep in big ear and eye on. And then I guess that was the rest of the question, but maybe misconstrued. But that film was a Will Colazzo Jr. / Julie Ann Prescott project, and they are mostly known for the Amityville Thanksgiving and Turkey Day, and also recently Camp Blood 666 Part 2. so that was what all that was, and then Camp Murder too.
Right. Yeah.
As far as Will Colazzo goes.
Is Lloyd Kaufman as nice as he seems to be?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he is what he is. I mean,
I've met him at a convention, so I can only say what he's like at a convention. I mean, I haven't worked with him, but from what I met, he was a pretty cool guy, funny, talkative, appreciative of everybody.
The same exact thing. That's all I got. I mean, I've worked with tons of different people and different things, and it was still definitely a treat to be in his presence. I know many people have many stories. Like every time I turn around, somebody's like Lloyd, like everybody knows Lloyd somehow. But he definitely is. He is what he is, and there's no denying he was I mean, everybody has their ups and downs and experiences with every person, but it was a pleasure that day, or the whole day was a great day of shooting, and it was a pleasure to work with him. And he's a funny guy, and he's seen it all, and his resume is long, and goes way back to many, so many films. He was one of the producers. I think Marie had mentioned in recenter times for an admiration, but he was in general to this. But he was one of the producers, I think, of the Rocky series with Stallone and stuff like that. So, and also what else? The original Silent Night films, and a lot of some of the predecessors to some of these current hits. And so he's had his hands in a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, definitely a treat, and he's no different. I mean, he seems like anytime you see, he's very, very gutsy and very ballsy, and that's important in this field, because it is a jungle out there.
Jungle out there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It sure is.
Marie, anything upcoming that you're working on, or not as of yet?
Not currently, simply because I've just had a lot of other things going on that have taken my attention away from working on projects. But I hope in the near future we'll have some more things on deck. I just needed a little time for some other stuff.
Yeah.
Life sometimes gets in the way.
Oh yes. Yep.
Good old life, but
yeah.
But I'm sure we'll see it around soon anyway.
Oh,
yeah, as long as I'm still around, I'll be in something eventually. So
yeah, I think so. I'm sure of it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Let's see. So we covered Amityville. What else, Tim? You said there was something else you were going to bring up? But
oh yeah. Well, no. I mean, I guess more about. Well, since Marie, I didn't want to. Marie has arrived. Just regarding, obviously. Well, just we. I guess we obviously started off the show talking about Amityville in space, being at the Fangoria Awards next weekend, no matter what. I mean, whether it wins, loses, whatever, it's already a set deal. But I guess it was just, again, that it's cool and all that, and a great thing and all that stuff, but it just didn't happen overnight, and some of that stuff, and that it definitely tied to obviously Marie's resume as well, and so both of it, one way or another, like, I wasn't a part of that film, but I was part of some of the other ones, and same goes with her too, vice versa with some of these things. But our timeline and our this involvement with Mark, but also with some of these franchises, and and our other spin-off involvements to other people and other artists, and is building a legend on its own in its ways too. So, but yes, that Amityville exorcism paved the way, because that's, I guess my point was just that, it's great that Amityville in space is, but it's just definitely tied to that franchise, and that Marie definitely set the tone for, and that film too has had seen its commotion and a lot of stuff. I mean, it whenever I see any press, they constantly really I mean, currently, because it is a film from a couple of years ago now, but often it's still, people really go back to that film as a big piece of Mark's Amityville legend and stuff like that. And so, I mean, if it wasn't for that, I mean, you wouldn't have all these other things and whatnot, or sometimes things snowball and branch off of things, but still, I mean, it's still, everybody has a piece of this whole thing. So, and yet to come, and you too, Stephen. Now that
Yes.
you're in some of this now too, and all right. So Peg, is it Marie? All right,
Yeah. How did you get into acting, Marie? And what different genres have you starred in? What's your favorite?
Oh, so I started with theater, which I think a lot of people start with. You know, at first it was just school plays and things like that. And I've always been involved in dance. So I really, at the heart of it, started because of dance. So I was in dance from the time I was 2 all the way up until I was 22, and now I teach it. So it's been a big part of my life. And then I branched out from dance into acting because I just really loved being on stage. I'm a ham, and I loved the thrill of being in front of an audience and being on stage, and realized that theater could allow me to do that. So I started with just, you know, your basic school plays and drama club and things like that. And then eventually I became a theater major in college, and, you know, kind of dipped my toes in the pool of all things theater. So I learned stage crew, I learned stage craft, I've done hair and makeup on shows. I've done behind the scenes work, I've done in front of the scenes work. And then eventually I read in the paper that there was an audition for a film with Jeff, and that's how I met Jeff. I auditioned for him, and it's been a wild ride since then, because he's brought me along for the ride. Tim's brought me along for the ride, through other projects that they've worked on. Other people have reached out to me. So it's been kind of a snowball effect ever since doing that one audition, and then of course doing additional auditions from there. I think I've done probably all of the genres out there. I've done comedy, I've done horror, I've done sci-fi. I would say my heart lives with horror. I've always loved that. I've loved it ever since I was a kid. So that's probably where I have the most fun, because I like being on the side of scaring, not being scared. I hate being scared.
yeah,
um, but I'd say that that's probably my favorite. And then I've actually come to realize that I have pretty good comedic timing after watching Snow Babes. Snow Babes, I said I did all right with that. So I think I might start branching out in more comedies.
And I didn't mean to. I skipped over Kyle's by accident. He was saying, "You're cranking out more movies than him," and laugh out loud. So, and let's see. Then we got a question right here. Is knee? I'm not sure who is that. Rollis?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure who that is.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, it sounds familiar, but I'm not sure. I mean, the name does sound familiar, but I'm not really sure. I'll have to look that up. I'll get back to you on that. I'm not really sure. I mean, I think I know what he's referring to, but yeah, I don't know. Not sure, but I'm sure it's interesting, whatever it may be. But I do. I think I know. But it's not dawning on me at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know, but we'll get back to that, I guess. Or Internet Movie Database it, I guess. See what's most recent.
Yeah. So back to maybe Snow Babes for a second. I thought
Jim Carolus, I guess.
Yeah, he was a big part of the Exorcism film too, and he does still do a lot of projects. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely still busy. Yeah, but yeah, he was a big part of the Amityville franchise too. Mm-hmm. Many films.
Nice. Okay, and Snow Babes. Go ahead.
So Marie. So let's see. I don't know what I was going to say, but I thought, like, even in the trailer, you know, your deliveries of your character, just your inflections and stuff are very embedding, or you were definitely in a trance, or it's you had a lot of flair to your character. It's
Thank you.
definitely
She is the furthest thing from me too. So it took me a while to find her because I am not crunchy at all. Like
yeah,
she is.
okay.
You're
But I
not one with the earth and meditation.
no,
Yeah.
no. I wish I could. I wish I was more like that,
And
but
yoga and whatever.
I am not that character at all. So
No.
it really did take me a while to
Hmm.
find her, because you find bits of yourself when you play these characters and say, okay, how can I play this? Or sometimes I lean on other people I know, but I know nobody like this. So
Wow.
I really
Mhm.
had to dig for this one, but eventually she came to me. And then once I got it, it was like she was a part of me. And so I appreciate that, Tim, because it took me a little bit with this one to find.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see. Yeah, but it definitely, there was a flow to it, and definitely, yeah. I mean, all the characters are charming in that. It's very silly, but it just definitely, you could tell that you were in a zone, or definitely. I mean, I think I've seen play. Jamie's done so many parts. I mean, it's insane, her resume lately too. But just, she is always, always does a great performance. But as much as she brings, but she, when you see some, you can see her her methods and things. But with you, it was definitely, I think maybe one of the people that were talking about it recently, or a review or something, was saying the same thing, that you were very, no, there was just, you're very light, very fluffy in there, and it was funny, or enjoying to watch.
Great. That's a compliment. I mean, that's, I guess, who
Yeah.
she
I
was.
can't remember who stated it too, but I thought I saw somebody else mention something in recent times. I mean,
Very recent times.
yeah, I
Yes.
guess it's only been a little while, some of these movies, so, but I'm sure more to come, more of those reviews and thoughts,
So yeah, anyone who didn't hear Snow Babes is on Tubi, so check it out.
or
So.
not to be, whatever way you want to go.
Or is it on DVD
No,
too?
it is. It is definitely on two. Yeah, and all that stuff. But yeah,
Okay.
I was just saying
Well,
to be.
definitely get physical copy if
Yeah,
for all you physical
yeah,
collectors there.
yeah. It's out there too.
So
Hmm.
yeah, I wasn't sure if it was just a Tubi original or if there was a
No,
DVD or
no,
not. Okay, so
no. It's in a bunch of spots. Hmm.
yeah, wherever
Yeah,
else
you can
it
get.
is too, check it
Yep,
out.
you can get a copy. Yep.
Let's see.
I'm sure there'll be more of that to come. It's already that movie. There's already buzz for other arrangements of that. There's just only so much time in the day, but everybody wants more. They want more of these movies. Still
So,
Babes 3, and in the jungle, and
yeah.
Scooby-Doo movie with the
So
girls go Scooby-Dooing.
any others like sort of comedies like that aren't horror planned out yet, or nothing in
I
that?
think soon. I think all these kinds of concoctions that we've gone over this evening, I think there's going to be more of. Like I said, I don't know when or how, or I'll have to be a robot to be able to do these movies, but every one of these things that other people want to see more of, or be part of, or they want a trilogy or a saga, and I'm like, okay, well.
Maybe when
So, but yes, and not even like, even prior to some of these, everybody had ideas that we're going to do a whole batch of these now, or we're going to do this, and great. So so yeah, there'll be many more to come. And I mean, I don't know how we're going to be able to keep track, or keep keep our heads on straight. There's just so much of it going
so
on.
much coming out, it's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts.
It's like
Did
a
you?
never.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, a lot
Mhm.
of stuff.
I think. Did you say you had to like switch location or something? It's almost
No,
time,
no, no,
or
no,
not
not
yet.
yet.
You're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, I
I'm good.
wasn't sure.
Yeah, I'm good for now.
Cool. All right. So, but what else, Marie? Anything else interesting? I mean, that you've been up to besides work, or just living life? Huh? Nothing.
Yeah, life has been a wild ride lately, but I I was involved in Snow Babes, which was a lot of fun. I think the last time we talked, I said that I had done another cartoon, and that has finally been uploaded to YouTube, so that's available. Which was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. What's it called again?
It's called In Curious Wonderment, and God, I can't remember the characters that I play in it because it took a long time for it to come out. But I did a couple voices on that one, so that should be available. And I watched it. It's entertaining. It's 30 minutes, little fun bit. So that's fun. And then I'm hoping that, now that life maybe has calmed down a little bit, that I can get back in the swing of doing some more projects, and hopefully I'll have more to talk about the next time we meet.
Okay. Sounds good. Something weird just popped up on my screen. Hello. Am I still on the screen here?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, that's weird. Some screen just popped up, and I'm like, I don't want this. What is going on? I went to click on the question, like some ads popped up, covered everything.
Oh,
let's see. Leaves
more questions.
Whoa.
Questions.
I don't know if you hear my computer beeping. It's just like frozen weird. Like I hear you, but I don't see you.
Okay. Yeah, you're frozen a little bit.
Oh, we
lost. That's just us.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, we're gonna do a show now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna ask people like, so.
So I missed the first half hour. What else do you have going on?
Well, we were talking about, and that's why I went into yours with you being Amityville in Space is nominated with a bunch of other films for Fangoria Chainsaw Awards. It began months ago, or it's an every year thing, but towards the tail end of their whole awards nom thing, they went and did this section for Amityville stuff.
Whoops, I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry.
And so I was giving Marie a rundown of talking about the Amityville Fangoria Awards thing.
Mm-hmm.
So because I think there's obviously a lot of underground cinema these days, that they decided to push a lot of the Amityville stuff because it seems to be a hot flavor for the independent scene, or the lower tier scene, I guess. And so a bunch of the other films in that category are Amityville Christmas Vacation, which is by Steve, the director, Steve Rosinski. Amityville in Space, Amityville Uprising, which includes Mike Ferguson, who's a big actor these days, and through Lionsgate. And then was it Amityville Scarecrow 2 and Amityville Karen, which is a Sean Phillips film, which also was involved with Will Colazzo Jr. and Julianne Prescott have more producing responsibilities with that film, but are more tied into the Thanksgiving version and the Turkey Day franchise. So in a way, they still were able to get some, definitely an in with that. But their focus is more with that stuff going forward. But still, so I mean, and then that's why I was waiting for because Amityville in Space for us is not just that film, and it's had for Mark and us, it's lingered for many years now, and it's a snowball of stuff. So, and whatever comes of all that, almost everybody that I've talked to regarding that, plus other people in that whole scene of that awards situation, they're anticipating and excited and stuff like that, but they're not holding their breath, and it's a cool thing, but we still many more adventures and moons for a bunch of us to go before we see the light at the end of any tunnels. And so it's just a promise of better days, I guess, for some of us. But we'll see what comes of it all, and maybe next year will be more of it, and who knows. And But I mean, with everybody still working and staying busy, and there's many more of this stuff yet to come.
Yes. Yep. From a woman actress view, Marie, what do you think scream queens that do R-rated scenes when there might be other ways to do a scene?
That's an interesting question. I think overall it's part of the genre, and it's to be expected. And personally, I'm in awe of actresses that can be vulnerable enough to take off their clothes and have that be embedded on film forever. I will admit, I have never been in that position. I don't know if I'd be comfortable being in that position, simply because I'm very cautious because my grandmother watches my stuff. And, I just try to think like, who's on the other side of this? And would she be okay with that? And probably not. So,
Right.
well, it's not for me
Mhm.
to do. I'm very in awe of other women that are comfortable enough to do it, and more power to them if if they're willing and able. And I think you kind of just expect that there are certain things to be expected in certain genres, and part of the pull of a slasher film or a horror film is definitely some skin, and that is part of the draw of those things. I think they go hand in hand, so it is to be expected to kind of have those scenes in those types of films. And more power to the women who are willing to do those scenes. Like I said, it's not something I'm ever comfortable with. And I've been lucky enough to work with people who have been respectful of that and find ways to shoot around things, so that there is still a little bit of skin or the illusion of, but never actually fully bearing anything, simply because it's my own personal preference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just gonna say real quick. I know it was more geared to obviously you as the focus, but yeah, I mean, but there are many. I mean, movies in general. I mean, human nature. I mean, with R or even with the R rating. Like, I mean, there's been many movies like Monsters Ball and the movie Monster and stuff like that, where there's unfortunately like a rape scene or different adult kind of things that go into the the storyline of the film that may be adultish or borderline adult kind of territory, but still intricate piece of a film that's getting a point across there without it being distasteful or and many of those films have won either Oscars for the people or like Charlize Theron and whatever and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, sometimes there's different exceptions and things, but still it can be done in a respectful manner, no question.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's true. I mean, like if it's to the point of the story where nudity is involved, then but just to have random just yay, let's just be naked for
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. Like okay, like just a point for example, they did a sequel to the Dukes of Hazzard. It wasn't I forget who was in it. It was they made an unrated one. I forget the whole scene. I don't even know why it came up. I don't know if they ended up as sorority or someone answered the door topless or whatever. Or, just to throw it in there. I'm like, and the Dukes of Hazzard unrated. That's why they made it unrated. Like, I thought there'd be more scenes to it than that.
Yes.
Yeah, whatever. It is what it is.
With that too, and I was thinking of that show in general recently, just out of the blue for some reason. But that whole thing again is sort of kind of like maybe a little bit with like some of the snow, like that was a straight, almost like maybe a straight to video project, and they're trying to get it's a teen romp kind of getting a certain
American Pie sort of
and there's some of that crossover stuff too, and that's all silly, kind of silly natured and probably not of the better of the veins, but even the first one that was and the bigger one that came out, even excuse me, even that project was just complete silliness and for sake of silliness, and not really direct to the original show, and
Yeah.
with many reboots, and there was some innuendo-y stuff in that because it was some of those American Pie guys and stuff like that. And I was thinking that the other day. I was like, God, it was nothing like I mean, even the original is silly too, but it's just like, wow, it was made in such a different flair. I mean, just yeah, because there was innuendo in in that first reboot. You know,
Oh,
like
I think it was.
like he picks up the guy and he's in with his girlfriend and he falls out of the house and getting chased by the dad. And I mean that is, it's life and silly stuff, but but that was that in the original Dukes. Like I don't really remember that kind of stuff. So,
I don't think so.
Yeah, just whatever.
But I remember what it wasn't answering the door. I think they were pillow fighting topless or something.
Oh, okay.
It's like it was a pointless scene.
Yeah,
I didn't even know what was going on. I'm just like,
yeah.
Sort of like Snowbit. Well,
Oh, yeah.
you had your chops on.
Yeah, a lot of movies do the film.
Yeah, we had, but there was definitely running jokes while we were shooting it, because you understand that's the genre. That's what the genre is asking of you, is to have those little innuendo scenes, to have those kind of, read between the lines of what's really going on here. And, oh, look at the girls touching on each other, or, oh, who needs the guy? Because now the girls are going to hook up,
Yeah. Right.
Photo time.
Yeah.
And we've done such a watered down version of some of it, but but it was, there's definitely, close enough.
Let's see. Patrick said Mike, when you were mentioning Mike Ferguson, he said Mike Ferguson is mighty, and it's cool about the nomination. He also wants to know, did Mark's wife cook for cast and crew at Amityville and Snow Babes?
She's often very hospitable on majority of the Polonia projects. She's always been a trooper and a support system for Mark and the core crew, and I can't remember exactly those days of. Some of them are very busy and in and out of locations, but Maria is definitely very intricate in as much as she can be for an adult person with her own business and life and agendas, but very, very involved in the historic Polonia Brothers franchise life or whatever. And, and she has a legacy. She's been involved in from a lot of it from early days and seen a lot of Mark's journeys and family journeys, and then Anthony as well.
Anthony's
involved in his own adventures. And so, she's very, very involved, more than most people would be in some of these worlds, but very involved and very helpful and very, intricate piece of keeping things moving, and as much as I think is fair beyond. So but she often makes a meal once in a while and keeps it down to earth and very family or like a down to earth environment.
She usually
many times.
And she also usually makes sure that Mark, calls a scene so that the actors can eat, because he'll just plow through and we're fine with it, but she'll be like, they're hungry. It's been hours.
Lunchtime, take a break.
Yeah, she's a force of reason and reality, and definitely.
Like, no food, just run through. We're filming the whole movie today. That's it.
That's it. You got to get it done. I have to get a movie.
Well, that's how you get 40 movies
released today.
Exactly.
One for each day of the year. There we go.
Yeah. I'm sure if he could, he would. I'm sure.
So, what else, Tim, that you want to share going on?
No, I think that's pretty much it. I think there will be more of all of these different venues and spin-offs and genres and there's definitely a lineup and definitely more things hopping and popping, and every day it seems like the list gets a little bit longer. So I we'll see if it all gets attended to, but definitely busy summer. A lot of movies coming out: Cocaine Shark, Jurassic Shark 3. What else did we shoot? The Snow Babes just come out. Camp Blood 666-2 is out. It's got some familiar people from some of these worlds in that, so it's a big one too. Got a busy summer, stalking and some other ideas on the verge, and into the winter, and oh yeah, and then also like just let's rehash some other things with Maria as well. Like the Rip series has kind of come to its fruition a little bit. The first one's been out for a while, and then the sequels have been out a little bit now and getting around, and those movies are a hoot. And if you could find them or be a part of those,
I feel terrible. I didn't even mention that one, but yeah, that was a recent one I did too.
Right, that's right. That's why, yeah. So she, all three of those, the current three, definitely out there somewhere if you can find them or get a piece of them, and they're funny and incorporate a lot of Mark's regulars and Jeff's regulars.
I gotta pick them up myself, but I know there's like I forget what site, but they come in a 2-pack. There's 2 movies on them. There's the riffs and then a bonus movie with it. So
yeah, all three of them.
Look that up and link that later. Put that out there. So yeah.
Yep, all 3 of them. Yep, it's Alpha Video, and then I believe some of them are either on some different streaming sites too, but I don't know exactly just yet. But those are some more recent stuff that incorporate all of us.
Yeah, it's trying. What would be interesting if Mark could somehow get like a streaming where it's all Polonia movies? That would be interesting. Like
it's pretty close sometimes. There may be at some point.
So since they're on TV, might as well get
because other people are doing stuff like that too. I've noticed that. So we'll see.
Get like it's kind of like
or maybe even if it just I mean, Mark definitely deserves his own world, but
his own channel.
But if he doesn't, then there might be at least one that includes a bunch of us that we're all in there somewhere. And if that, if obviously primarily Mark for sure.
Oh yeah.
Case closed, but yeah.
So I know at one point there was a Wild Eye app, but then that so I don't know if they're going to be doing something later on to try to bring it back up under a different. I think it was on the Roku app or whatever. They had a Wild Eye app.
Yes, I think so too. Yeah, I can't see why not. I can't see what happened. That seems to be where things are heading. So, Wild Eye, SRS, Lionsgate, Fangoria, all these companies definitely are. If it isn't, it will be, or something close to it. So. But hold tight.
I mean, I do enjoy my physical copies. Like, I mean, I got over 300 Wild Eyes. Like, I got almost every single Wild Eye. So, I got.
We're gonna work on a musical too.
So.
There's gonna be.
I can't sing. So, yeah.
I know it doesn't matter. It's still gonna happen.
Or maybe I'll just like rap something, just talk really fast.
I've got an idea, the Polonia Musical Theater Camp. And then maybe I could play a camp counselor.
And there could be a murder. There could be a murder at the camp too, or whatever. So like,
we break into song and dance. Yeah.
I'll play. Well, it won't really be acting, but I'll be the one, like the bad one. Everybody else will be good. Be like, how did he get in?
Yes.
And then spoiler alert, I'll be the killer because I can't sing.
Well, I could see it. I could see you doing that. You have that. You have that energy.
Yes, I could be quite psychotic if need be.
Right. Save it for in a few weeks, Steve.
So,
wasted.
Danielle's here. Marie, my favorite co-stars. I hope you both are having a great weekend. Welcome.
The star of many, the Doll Shark.
Doll Shark was fun. I enjoyed that one. So.
One of the stars in her own right, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a past show with her on. I'll probably rerun that too. So yeah, but
Oh yes, yes.
everybody's coming in tonight. Kyle, Danielle, you guys. Oh no, are we doing another Polonia show? I didn't even realize it.
I know we're due. It's in respect to his Fangoria knob, I guess. Early surprise party.
Yeah. He was like, shucks. So.
All right. I think that's all I got for today.
That's all right. I got to work tomorrow anyway. So it's been an hour and 45 minutes, just under 2 hours. But
a good one.
I mean, we went over a lot though, I think. And I mean, more coming up that we'll just have to talk about later.
The thing is some of it, there's a lot of surprises, and I don't want to, there's some things I can't, like some of it, it's tricky not to mention yet, or if there's it may not happen stuff, and when they're coming, and people get into all these things, and I'm like,
well, we know how it is. We know how it goes.
Some of it, but definitely a lot of good stuff happening, a lot more to come. Busy year ahead, and I'm sure apps and all kinds of things coming too. So.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess that's it for the questions and all. And thanks for joining us again.
Thanks, everybody.
And, obviously, once all that stuff comes out, we'll talk more in depth of it as well.
Sure. And how many times? I know I keep interrupting. How many shows for Marie has this been? Probably 3 or 4, right?
I think this might be the third.
Third, I think.
Okay. So third, yeah. I was supposed to be on the 4th, but I missed out. So,
Yeah.
Here I am again.
Hey, you'll get up there again. So, well, not unfortunately, but I think Tim holds the record.
I think this might be 8. I think.
Well, now I got to catch up to you, Tim.
A year and a half.
You're like, well, it's like doing different co-hosts and stuff. You'll be like, oh, I'll co-host. I'll beat you, Tim. There we go.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You never know
until you catch up. Do like 5 co-hosting surprises, whatever. And be like, oh, but got you beat, Tim. That was funny. Oh, Patrick said, "Go, Tim, go."
Well, you've heard it here. I'm the go-to for Polonia news.
Start a news channel.
Yeah.
Polonia news.
You've heard it here first. Yeah.
So.
All right.
All righty then. Well, thanks again, and have a good night, and see you soon.
All right. See everybody later.
All right.
Have a good night.
Bye. You too.
Bye. All right, and don't forget, Friday got Brett Kelly coming on. Yeah, they were great as always. Maybe you'll get your space gun. I'll see what I can do. Maybe I'll snag it from Mark's place. Be like, oh, where'd that gun go? I don't know. Shoot some plants with it. All right. Well, I'm gonna head on out, and I'll see everybody Friday. Have a good night.